Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again with another one, talking about health, wealth, happiness, success, getting money, getting rich, all the good things in life. Being happy, being successful. Did I say that already? I don't know. Anyways, go ahead and hit a like and subscribe if you're coming on in here, man. You can at least give your boy a like. All right, so today I wanted to talk about some money. Let's get into that money talk. The most important thing about money, understanding purchasing power, is everything. Now, first, before we understand purchasing power, you need to understand that we live in this debt-based society. Everybody to some degree, they understand this. This is why life keeps getting harder, but they don't understand why, right? We live in this debt-based society where the money is designed to become worth less over time. And, when you understand this, that's when you start to realize, purchasing power is everything. I need my purchasing power up. This is where you see a lot of people jumping ship right now, right? They'll make, because people in America, they're making good money, right? And I never like to limit yourself on how much you can make, right? But when it comes to people making 60, 70, 80, 100K, I think I did just see a post that said 100K is a new 50K, but, even making 50, 60,000, if you were to drop down to Thailand, if you were to drop down to Ecuador, if you were to drop down to Panama, to Brazil, where the currency, the purchasing power of the dollar is like 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1. It's like, if you're making 60,000, you might as well just like quadruple that, right? And so this is where people are finding it an easier time to live in these countries abroad. And, but yeah, if you don't want to do that, understanding the system we live in, understanding the purchasing power of the dollar is everything, and that it's always declining, right? You're going to have to figure out how to make more money. You can't just work a job and then be there for 30 years and be fine with that. You're going to have to level up at the job. You're going to have to, be a teacher, then go become a principal, then go become like, the director of a bunch of schools in the area or whatever, the district, whatever. You always have to level up, or you always have to have multiple streams of income. It's not an option, right? And again, this is just the system we live in. It is designed to get worse over time. They keep printing more money for wars, more money for BS, more money to fly a spaceship around the moon. If you believe that we went to the moon, I'm not here a flat earther or anything, but if you believe that, they spent billions of dollars to do so. And while everybody else is struggling, that's just going to make the purchasing power of your dollar become less. So again, the purchasing power of the dollar is everything. Understanding that the system we live in requires you to make more money if you're going to live in America. If that's getting too hard for you, figure out how you can make $2,000 to $3,000 online and go to Thailand. Like, these people are living it up over there right now. On not that much money. Again, especially when you go to some place like Thailand, if you're making $40,000, $50,000 online, bro, you beat the game. So again, understanding the system we live in, purchasing power is everything. Some things you can do, right, is nobody wants to do this because we've just been conditioned to want more stuff. We've been conditioned to require more things. You got to live below your means, right? Only buying things that are actually necessary, right? Stop trying to upgrade your car. Stop trying to upgrade your life. Stop trying to do things to impress people that really don't care about you, frankly. Do what's best for you. Stacking your money, trying to figure out how to make more money, trying to figure out maybe you need to go back to school so you can get a degree, if that degree is actually going to do something for you to level up in your life and make more money. Or see where, like, if you own a business or if you're doing something by yourself, figure out how you can put that online, and so you can drop down into these other countries, Panama, Peru, Ecuador, El Salvador, Thailand, Philippines, where the purchasing power will just go even further. And so you can live an even better life, right? And again, it doesn't mean going to these other countries and acting like you're better than everything or buying all this crazy stuff. It's just, now we can live life the way we actually want to live life. But you're only going to be able to do that if you understand purchasing power of your dollar, how it is everything, how it is always getting worse year after year after year. They say, the purchasing power of the dollar, it degrades 7% a year, right? So after 7 years, your money gets cut in half. So if you're making $60,000, 7 years from now, you might as well look at it as you're making $30,000. Yes, you're still going to see the same $60,000 hit your bank account, but you're only going to be able to buy $30,000 worth of stuff, and it'll cut in half every 7 years. That's crazy to think about. Nobody's thinking about that. Everybody just keeps going to work, buying crap, going to work, buying crap, and then realizing why their life keeps getting harder, why grocery prices keep going up, but their paycheck isn't going up. You need to understand the system we live in. When you understand the system, again, the first thing is understanding. When you understand the system we live in, it's a lot easier to break out. It's a lot easier to buckle down and figure out, okay, how can we beat the system, or how can we at least keep up with it? So many people are struggling. So many people are doing van life. It's just like, yo, how is this the greatest country in the world? And people are doing van life. People are going homeless left and right. People are just struggling, and they're working regular jobs because they don't understand this is the system we live in. Purchasing power is everything. You got to up your purchasing power, again, by either making more money, having your investments kick you out some money, or dropping down to another country, figuring out how you can make some money online, and using that purchasing power of the dollar in Thailand, overseas, whatever, Southeast Asia or South America. That's what it's all about. And another thing too, I've heard a lot too, there's a lot of people who complain about these people that go overseas, right? They're like, oh, they don't want you in their country. Actually, it makes the country better, right? Because when you go over there with your purchasing power of the dollar, you go over there with money to spend. It's just more people coming over there that can rent apartments, that can rent condos, that more people that are in the country now buying food, contributing to the economy, which grows the economy, grows jobs. And then now those countries, they come up because that's more dollars entering the system. It's more currency entering the system. So they benefit from it too. So, yeah, man, understand the purchasing power of the dollar is everything. Understand you got to keep making more money, or figure out how you can leverage your skills, talents online, and then drop down to another country if you can't make it in America. It's not over yet. Again, life is getting harder. The purchasing power is eroding faster than ever before today in 2026, but it's not over. You can still figure it out. You can still get your life together. You can still beat the game. And there are options. Again, you can drop down to another country and leverage the purchasing power of your dollar to live a better life, right? So yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and leave that one there for y'all today. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe again if you're still on in here. And catch you guys on the next one. Peace.